So today we're going to talk about more sustainable gift wrapping at Christmas time, just continuing on our Christmas theme. So I'm going to go through some of the things that you might bear in mind when you're deciding how to wrap your presents this year. We're going to start with wrapping paper, obviously, the biggest part of it. So there's lots of options out there. I think the main thing is to first, before you do any shopping, is to take a quick check at home to see what you have in stock at home so that you're only going out to buy exactly what you need. Once you're going shopping then, what should you avoid? So there's three things to avoid really. First is kind of foil backed paper that you might see, because that's not possible to recycle, so obviously that goes straight to the landfill. The other thing to avoid sadly is glitter, because glitter is a microplastic. So a lot of the glitter that you would see on paper and cards and everything is obviously microplastic, really bad for the environment. So sadly, got to step away from the glitter. So options that you can have is to maybe look for a kind of more simple Christmas wrapping. Ideally, if you can find a nice one that's in brown paper, something like this, because that's less processed, doesn't use so much bleach and all the rest. So again, that's a more sustainable option. So look for a simple paper and something similar in gift cards, just something simple. That's available in the shops. Then next step you can go is to look at trying to buy recycled paper. Now unfortunately that's hard to get. This is some recycled paper from Reusey. That's $1.60 a sheet. So I think at the moment it's out of budget for most people, but hopefully in time that will become a more available and affordable option. So what you can do instead then is to look at trying to buy some just plain brown paper. I usually buy it in Eason's in a big roll, and I use that to wrap all my gifts, Christmas or otherwise. This year I had to get some on Amazon because obviously all the shops are closed. But the good thing is I did find a really big roll of it, it hasn't arrived yet, which is made from recycled paper. So again, that's a really good option. What you can also do is keep kind of plain brown paper packaging bags like this. So I keep a lot of those during the year, and I use those either whole as they are, or I cut them up to wrap presents. Another option that I really like is to reuse things like this. So this is a bag you get oranges in Super Value and Dunnes stores, and I think that's a really nice ready-made gift bag. I also I'm a bit of a magpie, and I collect bits of nice tissue paper, or I also collect kind of ribbons and that arrive on gifts or whatever, and then this comes out whenever I'm wrapping gifts. Another approach you can take is to use your children's art, obviously with permission, because they put a lot of work into it and they may or may not be okay with that. But if they're okay with it, it is a beautiful way to wrap gifts at all times of the year. The other thing then is to reuse kind of cotton or any kind of fabrics that you have. There's lots of great tutorials on fancy techniques that you can use, or else you can just use like a scarf or something that then becomes part of the gift. So that's another option. So that's the gift wrapping. Then we come to the tying part. So again, the main thing here is to avoid sellotape. Sellotape is obviously made of plastic, so it goes straight to landfill. It will be there long after you and I are dead and gone. It'll be still in the landfill. So best to try and avoid that if you can. There's some really nice alternatives. This is washi tape, which is biodegradable. You usually get it in Muji in town, but obviously that's all closed at the moment, so this is from Amazon. And the version that I got this year came in a cardboard packaging, which is nice, so no plastic there. The other option I use is to just get simple brown paper tape. And again, if you're using brown paper, then this doesn't stand out against the brown wrapping. So it's a really nice option. Again, that's all biodegradable. You can also choose to go more natural look with something like hemp. Again, this is from Amazon, but you could even get this in a hardware shop. You can get kind of Christmassy versions on Amazon. And then even to use something like wool. If you have wool sitting around the house, in festive colors, you could always use that. So that's for tying up the gifts, which is really nice. Then when it comes to, if you are using the brown paper option, it's a great opportunity to get your kids involved. My kids like to decorate and paint and draw on the packages. So this is a good option, which is bio paint that you can get in reusey.ie, which is less toxic paint. And then we have bio glitter. So you don't have to banish glitter from your life forever. This is an option to use glitter on presents, which is not plastic. Obviously then a great option is to use just natural materials. So this is rosemary, which smells amazing, but you could use parts of the fir from the fir tree as it gets delivered, or pine cones, or anything else that you can find that looks nice. These are also another nice idea, which is Christmas stamps that the kids like using on presents as well. I got these in the art and hobby shop. So they're the main kind of options that you can go through in terms of making your gifts even more personalized as well as more sustainable. Here's a couple of examples which I made earlier, which are, you know, the kind of thing that I would do. That's obviously got the little Christmas stamps on it, and that Christmas tag is made from wood, and that's just repurposed ribbon that came with some gift. And again, another example here. So there's lots of levels you can take that at. I tend to do a bit of everything, and whatever you can do is brilliant and a really good step forward. And the more we kind of ask for these kind of more sustainable products, the more they'll become available in our shops. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. And then lastly, next week, we're going to talk about some things that you might consider when you're buying your Christmas tree. So see you then.